The AR-15 isn't going anywhere, but I'll tell you straight, it's not owning the spotlight like it used to. This year, there's a new breed of rifles making waves, and some of them are legit game changers. What's up, everyone? This is your boy Ted from Line 45, and today, I am giving you a rundown of the rifles that are stealing the AR's thunder and showing up in more gun safes, truck seats, and match lines than ever before. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below. The subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now, buckle up, and let's get back to the video. Ruger Mini 14 Tactical. Have you ever held a rifle that just feels like it was built for real-world use? That's what crossed my mind when I got behind the Ruger Mini 14 Tactical with the walnut side folder. It's not trying to be an AR, and honestly, that's the whole point. What you've got here is a stainless steel brute built around a Garand-style action that just eats rounds without needing constant pampering. That fixed piston gas system? It's self-cleaning. No tuning, no fragile parts, just solid mechanical reliability that keeps going when things get nasty. The barrel is cold hammer forged, 18.5 inches long, and threaded at 1/2 by 28 with a flash suppressor already installed. Accuracy is more consistent than most people give it credit for, especially once you match ammo to that 1 in 9 twist. You've got a clean aperture setup with a ghost ring in the rear, and a protected blade up front that's ready for a bayonet if you're into that classic flavor. What really sets this version apart, though, is the side-folding walnut stock. It's tough, not just for show. Made with Ruger's original casting tooling, and the polymer pistol grip keeps it stable when shooting prone or off the bench. The receiver's machined to accept scope rings, and Ruger throws those in the box along with a pick rail. Add 2 20-round nickel Teflon-coated mags and you're walking away with a $1,849 package that's not just collectible, it's field-ready. Now, if you're into lightweight bolt guns that punch above their class, the next rifle might be right up your alley. CZ Bren 2 MS Carbine. Do you want a rifle that doesn't pretend to be an AR, doesn't follow the same tired layout, but still runs fast, hits hard, and takes abuse without flinching? That's what pulled me into the CZ Bren 2 milliseconds. I borrowed one setup with the extended 18.6-inch barrel, originally a short-barreled 11-inch model, and used it in a local 3-gun shoot just to see how it'd hold up under pressure. Let me tell you, it did more than hold up. It ate every mag I threw at it with zero complaints, cycled smoothly on gas, setting 1, and chucked brass in a neat little pile. That gas system is a short-stroke piston, built from the ground up for real-world work, and it shows. What made me grin, though, was how natural the controls felt. It's fully ambidextrous. The mag release, safety selector, bolt catch, all mirrored and smartly placed. The charging handle is side-swappable, and the trigger broke clean around 3.5 pounds, which made fast transitions feel effortless. It weighs less than you'd expect, too, thanks to the high-strength polymer lower and stock assembly, but it never felt flimsy or cheap. Add in a folding, 4-position stock, M-lock slots, QD sling points, and a forend that stays solid under heat, and you're looking at a rifle that blends combat engineering with competition ergonomics. Prices land around $2,000 here in the US, depending on barrel length and caliber, which is either 5.56 or 7.6 2x39. But yeah, you're paying for a rifle that was built to survive real conflict, then refined for shooters who push gear hard. Now, let's pivot to another non-AR-15 goodie. Springfield Helen Bullpup. I've always had a love-hate thing with bullpups. Most of them promise compact handling and leave you with awkward controls or a trigger that feels like a wet sponge. But then I picked up the Springfield Helen, and things shifted. This rifle isn't just compact. It's built with intention. You're holding a 16-inch barrel carbine that measures under 30 inches overall, and it still balances well enough for real work, not just the bench. This one's not a Springfield design, by the way. It's Croatian military DNA under the hood, originally the VHS-2. Springfield just brought it stateside, tweaked it for civilian hands, and let it breathe. What stood out to me first were the ambidextrous controls. Safety, mag release, bolt catch, even the non-reciprocating charging handle, everything is mirrored and centralized. And unlike most rifles, you can flip the ejection side in minutes. No tools needed. That makes this one of the most truly ambidextrous carbines out there, period. You get a 1 in 7 twist CMV barrel, melanite treated, threaded 1/2 by 28 with a 4-prong flash hider. Gas system's a 2-position short-stroke piston, so it runs clean and has a suppressed setting built in. I ran it in freezing wind with gloves on and still had no issues running reloads or finding the controls by feel. The collapsible stock has 5 length positions and a cheek riser that locks in the ejection port swap. Mag compatibility, standard Stanag mags, so P-mags, GI, whatever you've got. Retail price runs about $1,999, so of course it's expensive. But if you're looking for SBR handling with full barrel performance, this thing delivers. Next up, we're stepping away from CQB setups and heading into bolt gun territory. Precision, focused and built for those who like dialing dope more than clearing rooms. Ruger American Gen 2. The Ruger American Gen 2 isn't just one of the best non-AR rifles out there right now, it's one of the most practical, affordable, and well-thought-out bolt guns I've ever thrown over my shoulder. For around $729 MSRP, you're getting a rifle that punches way above its price tag, and I say that as someone who's actually worked this thing over in the field. Mine's a .308, but you've got over a dozen caliber options ranging from 204 Ruger to 7mm PRC, including short action, long action, and straight wall choices like 450 Bushmaster and 350 Legend. Let me talk about its construction. The 20-inch spiral fluted barrel is threaded 5/8 by 24 and ships with a radial brake that works fine. But I tossed a suppressor on it using the built-in flats. That gray Cerakote finish isn't just for looks, it holds up to weather, snow, and a few careless bumps off rocks. The Marksman adjustable trigger comes set around 3 to 5 pounds, and the 3-lug bolt has a slick stroke that feels more refined than you'd expect from a sub-$800 rifle. You also get a 3-position safety right on the tang and a threaded bolt handle if you want to customize it. Now here's what seals the deal. This rifle feeds from AIG's pattern mags, which are huge. I've got MDT and Magpul mags that dropped right in. The new stock is stiffer than Gen 1, with an elevated comb, textured grip panels, and a modular magwell system to match your chambering. It fits great for adult hands, but even my kids felt comfortable behind it. Accuracy is awesome too. Consistently sub-MOA with factory ammo. Durability is also solid. And for this price point, nothing else in the bolt gun world feels this complete. Stick around, because the next rifle on deck takes that same practicality and brings it into a battle-ready platform. KelTech CU16.CA. The KelTech CU16CA is one of those rifles that just makes sense when you actually spend time with it. This is not your standard black rifle clone. It's a lightweight, gas piston-operated .223 that folds up into a backpackable package and was designed from the ground up not to be an AR-15. That's not just a legal technicality. KelTech built this thing with purpose, offering a rifle that stays reliable, practical, and featureless enough to be legal in states where most ARs are off the table. I've used the CA-compliant fixed-stock variant, and while it doesn't fold in half like some SU-16 versions, it still offers excellent portability at 4.7 pounds unloaded and just 35.5 inches overall length. The 16-inch barrel has a 1-in-7 twist, and it's surprisingly accurate considering the price. With 55-grain FMJs, I was getting 3-shot groups in the 1.5 to 2.2-inch range at 50 yards, using only the built-in aperture sights. That's plenty for anything from coyotes to a defensive scenario. What sets it apart are many things. The polymer handguards double as a bipod. The buttstock holds 2 spare 10-round mags. It takes standard AR mags, P-mags, aluminum GI, all of them locked up and fed just fine in my testing. The Picatinny rail gives you room to mount optics, and the 5.5-pound trigger breaks clean, no mush or slack. The rifle uses a gas piston system, so it runs cleaner than a typical DI-AR, and felt recoil is snappy but manageable. At around $650 MSRP, it's one of the most practical, budget-friendly semi-autos you can own that isn't an AR. Whether you're living in a restricted state or just want a backpack gun that works without needing bells and whistles, this one gets it done. Now, the next one takes the term precision to an extra notch. Aero Precision Solus. When I heard Aero Precision was diving into the bolt gun world, I was curious but skeptical. I've used their AR stuff for years, and it's always been solid, but a precision bolt action is a different animal entirely. Then I spent a day behind their Solus competition model, and I'll be honest, it didn't just earn my respect. It made me rethink what a sub-$2,200 precision rifle could really be. This thing is purpose-built from the ground up. Arrow didn't slap a barreled action into someone else's chassis. They engineered the whole system around precision and repeatability. The 3-lug action has a buttery 60-degree bolt lift, dual ejectors, and cocking cams that make it smooth without being soft. It's cut to Zermatt Origin pre-fit barrel specs, so you can swap calibers yourself without needing a gunsmith. And the tolerances? I checked the numbers. Their receivers are held to a ridiculous 0.000 variance, which is tight enough that custom shops are sweating. Mine came chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor, with a 22-inch match-grade barrel and a fully adjustable billet chassis. The ARCA rail is integrated, M-lock slots cover the sides, and the magazine catch height is adjustable, which means it fed flawlessly from both AICS and AW mags. The trigger hanger is smart too. If your match gun takes a dump on stage, swap triggers in minutes, zero it, and keep shooting. This rifle wasn't just accurate, it was consistent. Round after round, it felt like I was running a custom rig I built myself, only I didn't have to blow $3,000 doing it. MSRP is $2,149, and in my opinion, Arrow built a serious shooter's rifle, not a showpiece. And finally, Stair Auga 3 square meters. I've always had a soft spot for rifles that break the mold, and the Stair Auga 3M2 does exactly that without trying to reinvent the wheel just for looks. The first time I ran it through a CQB-style course, it felt like cheating. Same 16-inch barrel as your standard AR, but in a package shorter than some SBRs. It's one of the few guns where every inch of design is purpose-driven. The bullpup layout puts all the weight right at the center, so getting on target fast, especially from awkward angles, feels natural, even with full mags. This AUG uses a short-stroke gas piston system, and like any Austrian-built machine, it's clean, reliable, and efficient. You get a 2-position adjustable gas block, which is a godsend when you're dealing with ammo that isn't consistent or you're running a suppressor. The Cold Hammer Forge 16-inch barrel has a 1-in-9 twist and is threaded 1/2 by 28, so it's suppressor-ready out of the box. Mine's set up with the NATO magwell, which means I'm feeding it standard PMags and metal GI mags without a hitch. If you want the classic feel, you can go with Steyer's waffle mags, but I appreciate the flexibility. The folding vertical grip isn't just a gimmick, it gives you real control in tight shooting positions and folds flush when you need to pack it down. The monolithic top rail makes optic mounting easy, and the balance never shifts weird even with a heavier red dot. This rifle usually runs around $1,999, which makes it competitive for what you're getting. A military-grade system adapted for practical civilian use.